mere feet from where the Georgia Dome stood and the Falcons played for a quarter century. We're looking at the team's home since the 2017 season, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Up next, a contest that keeps things all in the NFC between the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons. Nick Folk ready to do the honors. And we're underway in Atlanta. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First game on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. Dropped by the first down he met. No gain on that first down run. Offense in the hurry up here.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Back to throw here, Stafford. That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. Gain 15 there. And the Lions have a first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
On first down, it's Gibbs. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Falcons driving in, and they're going to bring him down. Offense up to the line fast. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. One drive in, and he's already in line for that ice bath. Took a couple of early hits. It looks like it's affecting his ability to deliver that football.
Yeah, and I'll let you in on a little secret here, Kate. Those defenses, once they get to the quarterback, they usually don't stop.
So here we go. This is that aggressive mindset they've been talking about. They're going for it here.
Alert!
All right, here we go. 4th down with Stafford. He can't get away. They get the sack and force a turnover on down.
Coach is challenging to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Set. Set.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Christian Harris on the stop. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Ready. Claws red. 6 black shot. Blasters. Spike. White. Hut.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. That's complete. Isaiah Pacheco. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
38.
It's Pacheco on 3rd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
4th down and 1.
Red. Yellow. Bright blue. Set.
4th down, pass coming. He connects downfield. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Folk with a point after. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
7.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Lady!
He'll start on the ground with Gibbs. He dodged the tackle. He hits the lane perfectly for an 8-yard pickup. It's 2nd down. Offense to the line fast. 2nd down, looking for options.
At the 44-yard line.
And he's just going to huck this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan can haul in a heck of a souvenir.
I think I got the same thought bubble as all the fans in the stands with that one. He just got to tuck it. Don't try to force the issue. You're out there in the open space. Put your head down and go get the first.
Safran's going to throw on 3rd and 1. Another drop. The last 2 plays both should have been intercepted, but neither could be brought in. However, Brock, they do at least force this 4th down. Going for it on their own side, Brock. Okay, bold call, but they only need a yard.
60! 59!
4th down. Here's Stafford. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Here we go. Green Jack. Black 40. Ready?
Here's Ritter. Has him on the quick hitter. He takes this forward a little to about the 39. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
It's caught right side by Johnson. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
And the Falcons, 1st down.
Set. Ready.
1st and 10
Ted
at the
Black.
28-yard line.
Back to throw now. It's Ritter. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. Well, he's been perfect to that point on the drive, Brock. First time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
And I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop. See the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Gets him on the in route. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up 1st and goal.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
They've got 3 tight ends on this 1st and goal, thinking run or play action.
Hut.
That play straight ahead. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
They just could not even find a sliver of breathing room on that 1st down, and this is not an envious spot for this play caller to be in. I don't know what you go to now.
Let's go now.
Throwing now off the play action. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they botched on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect on that touchdown pass.
And that's all about the attention to details, Kate. It really is. The offensive line getting their pads down. The running back, the quarterback at that mesh point, making it look exactly like a run. You do the details on the front end, and the play-action game rewards follow on the back end.
It's all lined up. Polk ready to send this one flying. And he won't opt to bring this one out. Just content to keep it there in the end zone. They'll start their drive at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Drive begins with Gibbs. And he'll manage 3 there to begin this one. 2nd and 7 coming up.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Omaha, remove. Set.
Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
It's been plays like that that have kept this game scoreless, and they can't execute. They will continue to do so.
Throwing is Stafford on third. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they're staring at a fourth down.
In real estate, Kate, it's location, location, location. In football, it's rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. And you don't get third down conversions, you get no rhythm.
Pass is brought in by Laporta. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. They left the offense out there on fourth down, Brock, and look at the results. A big gain, 15 yards, and a fresh set of downs, too.
First down, Detroit.
180. Middle, middle, middle. Double right.
Throwing now on first down, Stafford. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
32.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
Well, these top-tier offenses have brought the firepower so far. Plenty of points in that first quarter. It's an early advantage for the Falcons. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. This one to Williams out left side. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Offense in a hurry up here.
10 more yards.
Zebra.
Complete to Jamison Williams. 10 yards on the
Now Stafford again. Buying some time right.
the 20.
There's another one to Williams. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play. Stafford throwing again. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions start to fight back with their first points of this game. Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That one splits the uprights. And the Lions chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And this is taken in the end zone, but not returned, so they'll bring this out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Set. Ready. Shot. Black 40.
It gives him Pacheco to start the drive. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Tackled by Jack Campbell.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Let's go. Cut.
Trying to throw this from the gun. He finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. We go with a design keeper. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Yeah, I get it. Fans will measure running backs' merit on touchdowns, yards, the fantasy football world we live in. But as coaches and teammates, Kate, they want something a little bit more. They want to see plays like that. A guy who will always get the short yards in a critical spot like that.
Mega 50. Green. Set.
Ritter to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this. Here he goes.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Red, 38. Ready.
Looking for a pass on second and short. He got it along the sideline, but just couldn't bring it in within the field of play. That's incomplete. We've got third down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. First and 10 from the 43.
Come on, red.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Cut.
Ritter. Complete out to the right side. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ritter looking to throw. Finding Johnson once more. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam or with big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage gets good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
And in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-point lead. Fulcon now to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback.
Lions take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. First and 10.
Alert. Ladies. Big 20.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. Completed to his running back. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. Exactly 2 minutes to play in half number one. More from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in just a moment. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Double right. 180. Right 54.
Stafford from the gun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
This is Gibbs on second down. And a solid gain there, Brock, of about 5. Takes him inside the 40-yard line. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. It's a 29-yard gain. And that is good for Detroit first down.
A gain of 22. And the Lions first down.
Working inside the red zone. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit. Kate, you got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Back to the air we go on second. Stafford. This one's caught. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still third down and short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play.
When Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Set. Number 20. Set.
It's Stafford once more. He will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions make it a one-score game before halftime. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Lions cut the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. Making some progress here. And some excellent field position awaiting them. That return up close to the 40 before he went out. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
50, green. Blue striker. Red, yellow. Smash, red. Drill, green. Set.
Ritter setting up to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. Gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a Falcon first down. One play in, Brock and his drive is already in enemy territory.
Slide through. Ready.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. Taking a deep shot here. And that's incomplete. He had the touchdown, but just couldn't finish off the catch, and a potential 6 points comes off the board. No luck on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
10 black. Black shot. 6. Mega. Hut.
Back to throw now. It's Ritter. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw cake that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
33. Yellow. Ready.
They'll air it out on 3rd. That was first real mistake. That's intercepted. Kirby Joseph picks it. And the Lions are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Gibbs now from the gun. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Hey, give me radar. 70. White. 10.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Stafford now on 1st down. Finds Isaac to Slaw. Complete. And he's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. Detroit calls timeout. It's 2nd. All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Catch made left side by Laporta. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone. Brock inside the 15. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Lions have a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
50. Hurry! 40 got.
From the red zone now. And he brings it in for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions earn the chance to tie it before halftime. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Lions tie this game at 21. After tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. So no return this time. Let's see if they run a play or if they just decide to kneel out the half.
And they're on the 35-yard line.
First and 10 now with all of 15 seconds left to utilize in this half.
Ready. Blue, 50, green, set.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. He puts some juice on a deep throw. He's got it inside the 25. And he is inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
Come on,
First
set.
and 10 at the 19-yard
In
line.
the red zone on first. Hits his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds after it looks like about a yard there. Second down coming up.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. One of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion or at a premium in this league.
And he's out of bounds at the 6-yard line. First and goal coming up.
I just don't know how you play defense, Kate, and some of the guys in the league today. How can you balance defending somebody who can run for it or throw it right over your head? These dual threat QBs, they're a nightmare.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Shades of the 2009 Super Bowl. They're going onside kick to begin the second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. Timing so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag. Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45.
Set, hut, hut, hut.
They'll run here following the penalty. And gets a few on the plunge forward.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down. After that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's second and 7.
Let's go now. Black, 95, set.
It's Pacheco again. Went into a wall that time. A couple of guys able to hold him right at the line of scrimmage. So third down now.
Six, mega. Here we go, here we go. Flag, 10 black, steel, black, fuse, yellow.
Third and long. They're going to throw. It's a catch. Looks like he's in bounds. Good effort, but still short of the first. 6-yard gain on the play. And that is good enough for Atlanta first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ready, ready. Black force, black shot. Ready.
They're going play action. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Terrion Arnold has it. And the Lions take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. Enough to Gibbs from the gun. And he stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with second and 1. Working quickly here. Second and very short, looking to pass. Taken in by Williams outright. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that is good for Detroit first down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Throwing now on first down. Stafford rolling left, buying some time. To the right, he's got to slow. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be first and goal.
think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Gibbs has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Hey, 22! Stop!
To throw, Stafford escapes out to the left. He doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one and brings up 3rd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, the secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
3rd and goal, it's Stafford. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. That one right down the middle. And the Lions take a 4-point lead. Fox now to kick this one away. Doesn't like what he sees, so we got a touchback. And they're going to begin this drive at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Black, blue, 30, blue striker. Ready?
Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. It's caught right side by Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. And goes to the hurry up here.
Yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Smash, red, set.
Now Ritter. Flush shot out to his left. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
That right there, Kate, that's taking the hard lessons from the previous drive and putting it into practice right here. You don't see a throw you like, it's too tight a window, don't risk yet another interception.
60 red. Set.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That was a situation where I think the previous drive really affected decision-making there. Coming off a pick, he wasn't about to challenge the coverage. Instead, well, he just took his medicine.
Set, ready. 43 rail. Quad, 10. Fury, yellow. Flight, blue. Rail, yellow. Hut, hut.
He'll throw it. He's got it to his running back. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. So they keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on 4th down. Pacheco gets it from the gun. He's out in the clear. Keeps on moving into the red zone. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons take a 3rd quarter lead. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. One after by Folk is up and good. And the Falcons push their lead to 3.
Lions 28.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Now Stafford to throw. Finds Gibbs out of the backfield. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down. One play in, Brock, and his drive is already in enemy territory.
A gain of 22 yards. 1st down, Detroit.
Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And Gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Lions have a first down.
Let's see, first it was a pass, now it's a great gain on the ground. They've got this defense on their heels.
Lady, 59!
First down throw here for Stafford. Getting out to his left. And he'll go down here, covers up nicely after a gain of 7. Working quickly here. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best phrase, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Stay 50.
Stafford now on third down. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions take the lead as time runs out here in the third. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. His third through the air this game. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Fox now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Austin. He's got a lane up past the 30. And in great shape after that return. He's across the 35 before going out.
Hey, Kate, the best kick returners I was ever around, really at any level. They want this opportunity. They want their chance to help their team. They know they're down, but they also know that return, especially a good one like this, can set the offense up for success.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. And it's going to push him back for second down. Ritter to throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with third and long.
Come on, set. Yellow, 22. Red, yellow. Black shot. Set.
Here he goes, third and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
You never, ever is an offense like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on third down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Desperation time here. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out.
Yellow lady! 50-50.
First and 10. Here's Stafford. They did it! He made the interception! Picked off by Billy Bowman. And the Falcons have some new life in the fourth.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. A
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this third down.
Just past midfield.
Smash, red, here we go. Steal, black 40. Red, cycle. Set, hot.
Looking to throw. He has the first over the middle. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a fourth-quarter lead. Polk with a point after. And the Falcons push their lead to 3.
The score, Falcons 38, Lions 35.
It's all lined up. Polk ready to send this one flying. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball over the 35 to begin this drive. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Hey, waiting.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. And he will get this to the end zone for a Detroit touchdown. The Lions take a fourth-quarter lead. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. That one splits the uprights. And the Lions take a 4-point lead. Fox now to kick this one away. This will end up as a touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10.
Yep, yellow, 22, light blue. Black ultra. Edo blue. Set.
Ritter. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 26-yard line.
Drill green. Let's go. Blue, 32. Red, yellow. Green jack. Black shot. Hut.
Throwing here, Ritter. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Jack.
Moving quickly, trying to get set.
That's a gain of 8.
Six.
Brings up
Mega,
3rd
right,
and
right.
11.
Roster, 6. Ready?
He's back to throw. He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out.
I think that's one of those cases, Kate, where this defense wished that ball round. You know, it's not, and it bounces in funny ways, and unfortunately for the defense there, it bounces the wrong way right out of bounds.
Line up the design keeper. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who got to have short memories. You tell me these two defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Ready.
Back to throw now. It's Ritter. Has a man on target to Johnson. He's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a fourth-quarter lead. One after by Polk is up and good. And the Falcons push their lead to 3. send this one flying. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Stafford now. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Give him 13 on that play. And that is good for a Detroit 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
59!
Off the gut they go with Gibbs. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain. First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
20! Yellow 20! 59! Alert! 20 hot!
Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. That one's cut along the left sideline. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running.
And the Lions 1st down. A gain of 19 yards. 1st down.
Back to throw. That's caught at the 4. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions have taken the lead late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have won. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
And he's going to elect not to bring this one out. So no run back this time. We'll pick things up from the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
Got it!
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Let's go! Set, hot!
Here he is to throw. Trying to push deep downfield. Brought in inside the 20. He's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons jump in front late. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game.
Lions 49.
It's all lined up. The Folk ready to send this one flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Lady! Middle! Hey, Red! Sit on!
Setting up to pass. No hit on Stafford at the end of it. Good play by Matt as he gets to the ground with enough for the 1st.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running.
21. At the 49-yard line.
We'll look to throw it. Short pass, Bryant. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds for the 1st first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's first and 10. Throwing for the back of the end zone. And that's a touchdown. The catch is made, and they lead just before the end of this game. A chance to take their lead beyond a field goal on this point after. And he didn't get it. Oh, the kick is no good. That leaves the door open for a field goal now to tie this game. Wasn't accurate on the extra point, but he should be able to keep this between the sidelines, hopefully, as he sends this away. And he fields this one, but is not going to return it from the end zone, so the ball going to be placed down at the 35-yard line. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out first and 10. Here's Ritter. Hauled in by Lamb, right side. And they're not going to have to burn a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds with the first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Black shot. Blast it. Six. Ready?
Now Ritter. He's taken down as he takes this to the 38. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
2 timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's first and 10.
Red, 38. Flag blue. Set hut.
Ritter looking to throw. Austin's there to haul it in. And this one does not go far. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at second. Second down now, 7 to go. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. That'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
60 red. Set.
Here he is to throw. He rolls to his right. He's going for it himself. And he hits that enemy 25-yard line before he is sent out. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the
Fight.
25-yard
Field.
line.
Black. Set. Cut.
He's got it on the bootleg. It's caught right side by Johnson. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Fight. 97. Ready?
RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Lamb. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Just a yard left to go on second down.
Ready. Black 40. Ready.
Ritter to throw. Working the sideline. That's Palmer. And this one only manages the arm before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be third down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
And he won't get back to the line, Brock. They needed one, but they're going to lose one on that play. It's fourth down. Clock is at 3 seconds, and we've got a timeout because 3 points is all that's needed to force that overtime frame. A lot of pressure on this kick for Nick Folk. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime. And in overtime here, Brock, I know you love this one. A touchdown, no longer an instant victory. No matter the outcome of that opening series, the other side gets the football with a chance to then tie or win it. And if we're tied after those two drives, we'll play on until there's another score or time expires.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. And he's going to field this one in the end zone without a return. So that's going to bring us out to the 35-yard line.
Ready, set.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Black, 95. Set, huh?
The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he has enough room to gain about 4. Not much to be had on that first down, Brock. First couple of plays of overtime. How do you approach things?
SOS. And I'm not talking desperation. I'm talking about stay on schedule.
Second down run by Pacheco. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Johnson with another one. And they make the tackle at the 38.
On the ball.
Offense in the hurry up here.
52, flag 2.
Falcons, first down.
Black
First
ultra.
and 10 at the
Black
38-yard line.
Set.
Ritter setting up to throw. To the right, pulled in by Palmer. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Pickup of 17. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him around in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. Offense up to the line fast. All right, so an important landmark cross on that play. They're inside the red zone now, partner. Now, new overtime rules mean they can't win it with a touchdown, but more times than not, a touchdown does ensure they don't lose it on the next series either.
Yeah, and you do all this work, all this heavy lifting to get into the red zone. It's got to be a touchdown, and that's all you're thinking offensively. You are not going to feel good coming off the field if you got to settle for 3.
Set, go.
We'll go with the design keeper. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
White. Eagle blue. Set.
Throwing now. And cover the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take the lead in this game. Folk on now to try the point after. The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. The challenge has been laid down, partner, and it's time to see if they have an answer prepared as we're off again. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
Alert! Waiting! Stop!
Now it's his turn in overtime. Finds Gibbs in the backfield. And he's going to bring this down to their 35. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives them a first down. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be its 2nd. All set to go now from the 35.
Monday! Set!
On 1st down, here's Stafford. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. Throwing now on on first down. Stafford buys time, rolling right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
Okay, I got to believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Back to the air we go on second. Stafford. Big game continuing for Laporta. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. All right, partner, well, I know they're not going to look ahead down there just yet, but let's you and I do that. In the red zone, they need the touchdown first, obviously, but after that, they're going to have a decision, right? Do you kick to tie and give the football back, or do you go for 2 in the victory?
Well, I'm not dodging it, Kate, but that's honestly a great question, and I know this. That decision better have already been made. The best coaches, decision makers, we know this. They're play ahead, a series ahead, a possession ahead. That was a choice you made before you ever got the football.
This one's going to be incomplete as well. Repeat of the last play. Defender there to deny them the catch. Now it's third down.
Incomplete. It's now third and goal.
To throw. Forced out to his right. And it's incomplete on third and goal. This is it, Brock. Make or break right here. Overtime rules gave him a chance to go touchdown for touchdown. But if they don't come through on this fourth down, they have wasted that chance.
And they're humans down there. They're not robots. They know exactly what these circumstances are, but this is also, Kate, where you tell yourself, just do your job. Just do what you have been trained to do. You can't make it more and bigger.
And he will score. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions make it a 1-point game. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown.
The Lions are set up for the 2-point conversion.
Stafford's going to throw once more. And that catch in the end zone gives them the lead. So the Lions get the win on the road. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. It's a win for the Lions as we say goodbye from Atlanta.